Birds are beautiful. Like other living beings, they also need food. However, they do not have teeth to bite or chew their food. They have a special kind of mouth called the beak. Different birds have different kinds of beaks. Birds use their beaks for eating, feeding their young ones, gathering nesting materials, building nests, defense, preening, scratching, and attacking. Do you know that birds have claws?
Ma'am, what are claws?
Claws are sharp curved nails at the end of a bird's toes. Some birds have strong claws. The beaks and claws of birds tell us a lot about the kind of food they eat and about how they get their food. Beaks of birds. Birds like eagle, vulture, owl, hawk, etc. have sharp and hooked beaks to tear the flesh of dead animals and birds. They are called birds of prey.
Yesterday, my mother was explaining that woodpecker also has a sharp and strong beak. It uses its beak to make holes in tree trunks for making its nest.
Certainly, it also uses its beak to catch insects living in the bark of trees.
Ma'am, what about the beaks of birds like pigeon, sparrows and peacocks?
They have short, hard and horny beaks. They use their beaks for biting and cracking seeds. The parrot has a hooked or curved beak to crack seeds, nuts and hard fruits. It also uses its beak for climbing up the trees. Therefore, it is called climbing bird. Water birds like ducks have broad and flat beaks. These help them in digging mud in the bottom of ponds and lakes. The beak has tiny holes along the edge. Water and mud go out through these holes, leaving insects and plants inside the beak. Hummingbirds have long and slender beaks for sucking nectar of flowers. Feet and claws. The feet and claws of birds also tell us about their way of life. These are suited to the place where they live and the kind of food they eat. All birds have 2 feet. Most birds have 4 toes on each foot. Each toe has a claw at its tip. The claws of birds are very useful to them. The claws help the bird in catching, holding, and eating food. They help birds in walking, swimming, climbing, and perching. They protect birds from their enemies as birds use them for fighting. Different birds have different types of feet and claws. We have discussed earlier that birds like eagle, vulture, owl are the birds of prey. These birds have very strong and sharp claws for grasping the prey.
Ma'am, what about the claws of sparrows and pigeons?
Birds like sparrows, pigeons and even myna spend most of their life on trees. That is, they perch on the branches of trees. They have 3 toes in front and 1 toe at the back. This helps them to hold on the branches firmly.
Ma'am, they do not fall off even when they go to sleep while sitting?
Yes, it is true. The back toe helps the bird to hold on to the branch and thus prevents it from falling. This type of gripping of branches is called perching.
Ma'am, why are hens called scratching birds?
Hens scratch the ground to take out insects and buried seeds. The claws of hen and quail have 3 strong toes with sharp front claws and 1 short hind toe. Their front claws help them to scratch the ground.
Ma'am, why do ducks have webbed feet?
Ducks are swimming birds. They use their webbed feet like paddles while swimming.
Ma'am, what are wading birds?
Birds like cranes, flamingos and herons are wading birds. These walk on soft mud on the banks of water bodies. They have long toes that help them to walk smoothly on soft surfaces. Fast-running birds like ostrich have only 3 toes in each foot.